Welcome to our weekly maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. This week, we are bringing in a travel expert, Tim Davey from Global Marine Travel, to talk about travel issues related to COVID-19. So as you guys know who tune into the channel on a regular basis, we've been doing a lot of coverage over the past few weeks about COVID-19, its effects on the maritime industry, whether that's cargo lines, cruise lines, and large yachts. Last week, we talked about some of the difficulties with crew changeouts, whether it's a large yacht, a cargo line, or a cruise line. So this week, we thought we would bring some clarity to the issue and get one of the what I think is world-renowned travel experts online with us. We today are doing a remote interview so we can have the physical distancing with Mr. Tim Davey. He is the CEO of Global Marine Travel. They really do a phenomenal job of helping move crew members and others around the world when it comes to travel. So thanks, Tim, for taking time. I know you guys are extremely busy and things are changing. It seems like almost on a second by second basis. So thanks for taking the time to join us today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, Corey. Thanks for having me. And if you ever want a job as a salesman for GMT, give me a bell sometime.
So Tim, we have viewers from around the world on our channel. So can you give us an idea of what you guys do kind of on a day in, day out basis at Global Marine Travel?
Yeah, sure, Corey. We're a marine travel management company. And what that means is we focus on the maritime community, commercial ships, cargo ships, private yachts. And our aim is to get the crew safely from their homes to their cabins. And we use all means possible at our disposal. It can be rail, car, ferry, hotel, airline tickets. We're a full service travel agency. We operate from different locations around the world. We have offices in Monaco, Glasgow, Vancouver, Fort Lauderdale is the head office, Manila, Singapore, Mumbai, Cyprus, and Athens. So we're a true global travel management company.
So with that and the spread around the globe, that basically means that you have people who are on 24/7. So regardless of where your customers are in the world, you guys have an office that's open and people that can provide them immediate assistance.
Yeah, absolutely. But just for a point of clarification, we do not follow the sun with that. It means that if the United States closes down, we're not sending the phones to Mumbai or Philippines. Each office has their own after hours team because we found that our customers like to deal with the same demographic office after hours as they would do. So there's no outsourcing with us. So yeah, we're a full 24/7 operation, 365. Yeah, you're right. It keeps us really, really busy.
So with that, I know in the history of the world, I don't think we have ever seen anything happen in the international, shipping industry, cruise lines, large yachts, the travel industry. We've never seen anything like this happen before. And I know things kind of change on a day in, day out basis. What are some of the challenges that you guys are seeing in the industry that's affecting crew movements and global travel in the maritime industry?
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. Where do you start on an answer like that?
Right.
So I think what I've seen from my perspective is information overload. There's so many different sources of information with recommendations. A lot of it unnecessary, coming from all different aspects of the maritime community and externally from the maritime community. So sifting through this information to work out what is actual factual, how it pertains to you and the seafarers, and what can you do to act on that information. So for me, that's been one of the most challenging things to deal with is to work out what information to listen to and how to act on it. You're right, it does change by minute basis, especially with countries, whether the borders are open or not, and whether airlines can operate there or not. Those are the two big things that matter to us. Once we know that the borders are open and that airlines can travel, then we can start working with everybody again. Currently, right now, a lot of countries are starting to open up, China for one, but they're opening up for domestic travel in the first instance. They're not allowing international travel. But we're going to keep an eye on that. Just this morning, Hong Kong extended their ban on international travelers till the end of the month. So every day there's new information coming out.
That's interesting, and that's something, the challenges that you were just speaking about, it's something that we've seen obviously through our software platform. We're tracking all of the quarantines, closures, delays, and issues around the world, and you really have to try to sift through a lot of information to get down to what is correct. And the other interesting thing we've seen is some of that information may change tomorrow or the next day or even this afternoon, depending on how we've seen kind of conditions change around the world. So I definitely understand, the challenges of being able to get through that. If you had any advice, if someone says, I absolutely need to travel, I need to get from point A to point B, right now, what advice would you have for them?
Well, if you are able to travel, the advice is you need to check every point of contact along the way individually. So for instance, let's say you've got to leave your home and get to the airport. Well, how are you going to do that? Are you going to use a taxi, a limo, a bus, a train? Call that service provider in advance and make sure that they're actually running, because people aren't always updating their information, right? And then you're going to get to the airport. Call the airline if you can get through. Make sure that they're actually going to operate the flight on that day. Similarly, at the other end, if you're going to get picked up by a port agent, make sure that you call and have contact with that port agent before you arrive. I'm talking a day or two. Just
Sure.
Don't take the information that you receive on your itineraries as gospel. I think it's up to the individual in these uncertain times to check everything that comes out, every piece of information, even if it is from a travel management company like us, because you want to have that peace of mind, that security for yourself, that there isn't going to be a travel interruption anywhere on your itinerary. So we are working with everybody. We're giving people or our customers the information that they need, phone numbers to call, including checking with embassies as well, because, and they're the hardest people to get hold of. But we end up in the robo answer machine messages. But just the other day, we needed to get people into Switzerland. And actually, the Swiss embassy, which is based in Atlanta, were phenomenal, very helpful. But we were able to confirm the information that we'd received that we could fly these people into Switzerland.
So Tim, one of the things is I've been able to travel around the world for both work and pleasure. One of the things that I have always done, and I typically always recommend to people, especially from the professional side, is that you work with a travel company, travel agency that can help you not just book flights, but really help you in the whole end-to-end piece of the travel. Because sometimes even under normal circumstances, when you look at the maritime industry, to try to get a crew member from their home to the cabin can be very challenging, and now throw all of the COVID-19 on top of that. So what we're going to do is we'll make sure we have all of your company's contact information so that people can reach out to you guys if they have questions. We'll have links to your website and everything down there, because I know you guys have the most up-to-date information when it comes to the travel and what's happening.
Yeah, thanks, Corey. Do appreciate that. And we look at ourselves as a solutions provider. So having a single point of contact to take care of all of the things in the travel supply chain is a benefit. We're able to react quickly and help get everybody on their way if there is a delay. And yes, we do have the latest information through our different reservation systems that we use. We have 4 different systems globally. So we're able to interact between these systems and have the latest travel information and know when flights are going to go and so forth. But I just wanted to comment on that, because knowing when flights are going to go it is going to be a little bit different than the setup than what we're expected. I fully expect social distancing to happen on aircraft going forward. So don't be surprised if there is a vacant seat next to you. But what that's going to mean is reduced capacity on the aircraft. And in order to cover for that, the airlines will be putting their prices up a little bit as well, we suspect. So when we first get started, I think the maritime community is going to be one of the first to start really moving people around the world for obvious reasons. We've got crew out there who are way over their allotted time and they need to be changed out. So we need to try, what we're working on right now is trying to prioritize maritime crew ahead of anybody who's going on a vacation, for instance. And we are working with the airlines now to say, guys, if a seaman's fare comes through, that person needs priority. So we are looking into the future now as a travel management company and trying to work out how we can help our customers in the best way going forward. So thanks, Corey. I do appreciate your time today. And, it's great to get this sort of information out there.
Yeah, thanks to you, Tim. I know you guys are really busy. And one of the things that we'll do in the coming weeks as we start to see this spool back up is what we'll do is we'll invite you to come back on the blog to be able to give us any updates and things that are happening, because I know kind of what we think is going to happen today is going to be much different when we look at getting into June, July, August. So we're definitely going to, if you have the time, invite you back, but appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Corey, and stay safe, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos. Hit that like button for all the content that you enjoy on this channel. Make sure you connect to us and join the conversation in our social media, detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. If you have questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA, because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.